The leading I hate Israel Congresswoman is Rashida Tlaib, but she's upset because she can't say horrible things about Israel on Twitter anymore. Let's start off with your favorite and my favorite, Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. She's at it again. For those that don't know her pretty face, let me put it up on the screen for you. This is her in all of her magnificent beauty. And what she's done lately is she's trying to rewrite history in the Middle East. Speaker McCarthy is stopping it. Let me tell you what happened. In celebration of the Nakba, which is the catastrophe that the Palestinians call the founding of the state of Israel, Tlaib went crazy and has attacked McCarthy quite a bit about it. And she's now claiming that there's ethnic cleansing and that Jews were killing Arabs and all these horrible things. And she's been posting it, her attacks on McCarthy and her attacks on Israel, on Elon Musk's new version of Twitter, which is, there's our friend Mr. Musk right there. And Musk is saying that the fact checkers on Twitter are calling her out and banning her from what she's saying. The ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, said on Twitter that the state of Israel was born notwithstanding the attempts of every single country filled with Palestinians around it that wanted to kill every single Jew, and were carrying out the wishes of the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, whose best friend in the world was Twitter. Not a joke, that's true. And as David said, the ambassador, Tlaib's ignorance and hatred toward the Jewish people in the state of Israel know no bounds. And that was from the current ambassador to the United Nations. The facts are clear. The UN initiated the forming of the state of Israel. The Arabs rejected it, attempted to wipe them out, and failed at it. And so 75 years later, Tlaib stands in Congress screaming about the state of Israel and screaming on Twitter, and Elon Musk steps in. Well, why is it that lies about Jews and the state of Israel are common and acceptable on the floor of Congress?
I think everything, when they lie, is acceptable on the floor of Congress. I mean, well,
that's a big statement.
I'm like, is this a trick question?
Yeah.
I mean,
it really isn't. I mean,
yeah.
you used to respect these people, you know, at one time. Come on.
You know, I used to think that, you know, when I was a lot younger, before I got older and started really paying attention to what these yahoos were saying, I used to think these were the brightest, most intelligent, most courageous, most honest people that would, you know, that was working for the American people. And then, you know, and then I got older and I'm like, wait a minute. Men cannot be women, and they're pushing this. So they lie about everything. But you know what? Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, the whole squad, right? The whole squad, they're anti-Israel. They want to destroy Israel, and they don't like the fact that now when they put blatant lies on Twitter, that they're getting fact checked. See, because think about it, Barry. They used to control the fake fact checkers because people would put actual factual information on these different social media platforms, and then the fake fact checkers, because you left out some content. It says missing content. When it's 100% factual and they can't deny it, they would just say, oh, missing content. You know, they would find some kind of way to penalize you for sharing the truth. But when they would put the blatant lie out there, nothing would happen. It would just go by like it was just a nice, breezy, sunny day. Nothing would ever happen. And now all that's getting disrupted, and they don't know how to react to it.
You know, it's really well said. And so what they do is they scream and they yell. And now that Twitter is, at least for the time being, an open platform, although I shudder to think what happens when the new CEO takes over.
I was just getting ready to say that.
who apparently is a disciple of George Soros. I can't even believe Musk has gone from this, let's be free, let's have freedom of speech, to let's hire a representative of the evil empire. What? I just, as a tag on this story, well, what the heck is Musk thinking?
You know, I was wondering that too. And because it was he was sitting on it wasn't a panel, but he was doing an interview with her. And she was, you know, pretty much saying that like advertisers should be able to push a certain narrative and people should only believe what certain advertisers are pushing. And he was like, no. He said freedom of speech is paramount on Twitter, and that's the way it needs to be. And she had a problem with it, but yet she's still coming in as the CEO. And a lot of people believe that Elon Musk is answering to
China,
right? That China is controlling him because of Tesla, right? And then you have the SpaceX, and there's other factors coming into place. The reason why she's coming in. As soon as it was announced that she was going to be the CEO of Twitter, the World Economic Forum did a post on Twitter and said, "We're back."
Oh God!
And I'm like, you can't. I'm like, what?
Oh man! Wait a minute! It's that obvious?
Yes, it's that obvious. And they were like, "We're back," and I'm like, wow. So here comes, and a lot of people started saying, "Up, here comes the shadow banning. Here comes all the wokeism again, pushing it down, preventing people from having free thought." Here it comes again. And Elon Musk is on there saying, nope, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And just what's really interesting, he just recently here said something about George Soros, and the left doesn't like it. They're defending George Soros, but yet he brings her in and she's a minion of George Soros. I'm really kind of, at a loss for this one.
I'm terrified. And I had this feeling in the pit of my stomach, Will, when I knew he had to resign at some point. You can't work 23 and a half hours a day running the drilling company that makes the tunnels. You can't run the solar company. You can't run Tesla, and you can't run SpaceX, and you can't run Twitter. And you're the same guy, right? It's impossible. Each one of them are multi-billion-dollar companies, right? And then the lady he picks works for the Emperor Palpatine. I mean, holy moly.
Exactly.
We're going to have to see what's going to happen, but I'm nervous.